Hey, this is Keith with RisingStronger.com. Today we're going to talk about why physical training is a must for men's mental health. So the biggest thing that I've learned when it comes to mental health, and I think it's the most important lesson that anybody can learn, is that mental health isn't just mental. If we see it as just something relating to the mind and the brain, we're missing out on really understanding what it is, and that takes away a lot of what we can do to actually improve it or overcome, let's say, challenges we're facing with depression or anxiety, anything like that. So it's really important to see that the mind and body are really two sides of the same coin, and they can't be separated. To start with the reasons, physical training or exercise, and this can, apply to various forms of exercise, have anti-anxiety, anti-stress, antidepressant effects, help with concentration, focus, memory for things like ADHD, help with aspects of PTSD relating to the nervous system and getting the body moving and breaking through holding patterns and things like that. So there are various very important aspects of what physical training can do specifically on a biochemical level to help with really anything relating to mental health. The second aspect is that physical training serves as an anchor, and to me this is so important, and it's something that throughout my life has been one of the most important things, is just to know that whether things are good or challenging in life at that moment, that I have that practice, I know that I'm going to engage in this physical activity, and really no matter what's going on in my life, I can let it go for that period of time and walk away feeling refreshed, feeling renewed, feeling like I overcame something and have the motivation to move forward. There's a saying that I really like that a friend told me many years ago, that no matter what's going on in life, 45 pounds is always 45 pounds. And it essentially just means that life is unpredictable. It's ever changing, and that can be stressful and anxiety producing. But the weights or the gym or however we choose to physically train are always exactly what they are. And that consistency can be super helpful. It is super helpful. The next one is that when we engage in physical training consistently, it tends to help us pull in other habits that also help with mental health for the reasons of getting better results with our physical training. Let's say we're trying to get stronger or get leaner. The physical training serves as an anchor in that way too, but by eating better for maybe some of the results that we're getting, which this has to be done in a balanced way. There's definitely more optimal ways to do anything related to trying to change body composition or get stronger or add muscle or lose body weight or whatever the case is. But it tends to motivate us to eat better, which absolutely impacts our mental health. And you'll see in other videos how big of an influence or how big of an impact eating better can have on our mental health. If we want to get better results, we need to learn to breathe properly, both for our performance while training and for our recovery. We need to prioritize sleep, which is that in and of itself is super important for mental health. And really exercise helps improve sleep, but it also in a lot of ways will motivate us to want to get to bed earlier, want to get enough sleep, because the sleep is when we actually recover and when we build muscle, build strength, etc. It'll motivate us to want to drink more water and cut out drinking, crap like soda and things like that. So really it just pulls in a lot of other habits that are going to be required to actually get what we want to get out of the training, and each one of them is important for mental health. All of them together have a 1 + 1 = 3 type of effect, because there's a synergy when we're doing all of these things at once. The next one is that most of us struggle to find purpose in the world. We maybe don't know what we want to do with our lives, or the job that we have or the career path we have isn't fulfilling, and we don't know what to do. And we tend to think of finding purpose as something that we have to find out there. And to me, I always say that the best way to find purpose is to live more purposefully. In other words, like to choose to engage in physical training, to choose in doing these things that are going to improve the way that you feel, improve the way that you feel about yourself, improve the way that you look for confidence and things like that. And by doing that, we're choosing to live intentionally and purposefully each day, and that tends to, I wouldn't even say tends to, it does have an effect of moving us in the direction of purposeful things externally. Even though that sounds kind of esoteric, it just is the way that it works. And for most of us, the best way to find purpose is to just turn around and find it in our day-to-day lives with our habits and choices. The next one is that physical strength directly translates to a greater level of emotional resilience. And this doesn't mean that we may not still face challenges. It doesn't mean that we should turn off to how we're feeling or anything like that. But it does increase our ability to just feel what we're feeling, to deal with what we're feeling. Again, that anchor that we know, yeah, this is going on right now, but later today I'm going to have an opportunity to discharge some of this pent-up energy, some of these feelings. And even in a more specific way, when we choose to engage in something that is uncomfortable, like working out, physical training, it's hard, but we're voluntarily subjecting ourselves to that challenging experience because we know that by going through it, we're going to get stronger, we're going to get results that we want, we're going to feel better. And that translates over to in life and mentally when we're facing things that are stressful, when we're feeling, run down or hurt or whatever the case is, to be able to sit in that and not run away from it, to be open to it. And that's extremely important. Those are things that in some of the best forms of therapy a person can learn and take away that can be extremely powerful and life-changing. And just learning to tolerate that discomfort of the physical activity itself translates to that tolerating of the discomfort, in a different way. So the emotional resilience is very important, the emotional resilience that we can find through physical training. But emotional resilience is important in general for mental health and a quality life. So I hope that gives you some incentive if you're not somebody who currently trains consistently to start training, and just to think about that if you don't feel like you're where you want to be in your life, or you feel like your life needs to improve, instead of trying to change everything externally, instead of trying to fix a relationship or find a new job or whatever the case may be, start with improving where you are inside your own skin. The best way to improve your life, I like to say, is from the inside out. Start getting healthier, start getting stronger, start feeling better, and you will naturally have more energy to handle the challenges outside. You will naturally have more clarity to see where you want to go. You will naturally gain something that you can't have otherwise, because as humans, and especially as men, we have an inner drive to be stronger. We have an inner drive to face challenges, to grow, to move forward. And when we're not doing that, when we're not encountering that in our lives, something within us dies or lays dormant, waiting for it to be, like a fire in a sense, to be reignited. And when that fire's out, our life is just not what it could be. So again, I hope this motivates you or inspires you to think about starting to physically train. If you are interested, you can head over to my website, risingstronger.com. I have some resources there that you can check out, and I appreciate you watching this video. I'll talk to you soon.